Decision Desk HQ can now project that former President Donald Trump will be our next president, 47th president of the United States. DDHQ projects Trump will win the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and we went from one side earlier today with a little bit of salt mining, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about all of the positive vibes. You know, Elon Musk basically bet his entire fortune on Donald Trump winning. You know, people like Dana White, people like, RFK Jr., Bobby Kennedy Jr., the coalition, even Ron Paul at the end. Everybody came together and put it all on the line to back Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States. Leave a like on the video if you're happy today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe or follow down below. And it is wild to see. And this is crazy. Let's take a look. By the way, I noticed I went out of stock for a short period of time. I put them back in stock. So you remember the Tailgates for Trump Summer Edition cookbook? Well, we now have a holiday edition that has 50 recipes. It's a great gift for you, for the Trump lover in your life, or the triggered lib. And it's a great, I love the idea of putting it in like a white elephant as like a little grenade in there, put it in there, let somebody open it, and hopefully they get triggered by it. But it's got 50 recipes in it. Stuff like a threat to our DMOC cookies, Peanuts, Freedom Bean, Almondine, Big Mike's Christmas Orbs, and 47 more. We'll start shipping by the middle of the month. So get your pre-order in now, and we should be packing orders by next week. Link in the description below, or you can just go to tailgates4trump.com and go to the cookbook section and get it there. Joe Rogan's shocked reaction to Trump victory after being credited for winning over young voters with Bombshell podcast. Joe Rogan shared his shocked reaction to Donald Trump's victory as the 47th president of the United States after endorsing the former president following his Bombshell podcast interview. Trump pulled off an astounding political comeback and regained the White House after being declared the winner of the 2024 presidential election. The podcaster took to X in the early morning and shared a video of Trump taking stage following the whole announcement. He captioned the post, "Holy shoot," as he watched the Republican family gather on stage. Shortly having Trump on his podcast about 2 weeks ago, young voters revealed that his appearance made them vote for the new president. Joe Rogan podcast actually won him the president. Swing state voters reveal mistake Kamala made that drove him to vote for Trump. A voter in a crucial swing state of Arizona says Kamala Harris's decision to shun appearance on Joe Rogan drove him to vote for Donald Trump. An unidentified Arizona State University student told MSNBC's Gadi Schwartz the VP's refusal to appear in the popular show ended up deciding his vote. We've actually been hearing a lot of talk about the Rogan podcast, Schwartz said. A little while ago, we were talking to two guys. One of them said he was on the fence. When Kamala did not go on Joe Rogan, that was what influenced his vote. He ended up voting for Trump.
When it comes to a lot of the younger men here, we are hearing feelings of attacks on masculine identity. We've actually been hearing a lot of talk about the Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. In fact, a little while ago, we were talking to two guys. One of them said that he was on the fence until he said when Kamala did not go on the Joe Rogan podcast, that was what influenced his vote. He ended up voting for Trump, but he said that he was open to listening to Kamala on the podcast, and when she didn't, again, not necessarily all the issues, but the fact that he said she didn't seem like a real person because she couldn't talk for an extended period of time.
Brutal. Data now proving that Kamala Harris's refusal to go on Joe Rogan cost her the election. I mean, that is wild. He said to the VP she'd only do 45 minutes and wanted Rogan to fly meet her and film outside his usual Austin studio. Rogan's shows last between 3 and 4 hours and almost always in his infamous neon-lit awesome podcast center. Trump and JD Vance made appearances on the podcast in recent weeks and happily chatted to Rogan for 3 hours each. Harris had been widely criticized for limiting her off-script public appearances, with the VP accused of spouting word salads during head-to-head chats with journalists. Rogan's show is hugely popular among men, a vital demographic that Harris had struggled with. The podcaster frequently branded right-wing and accused of spreading misinformation, but Rogan says he's a progressive who voted for hard-left Democrat Bernie Sanders in 2016. Rogan announced that he was backing Donald Trump on election eve on a podcast with Elon Musk. Shortly after Trump, or in the 3-hour episode, which Rogan and Trump spoke about UFOs, John F. Kennedy assassination files, the border, and healthy food in the U.S., amassed a sounding 300,000 views in just 30 minutes. When Rogan asked Kamala Harris to join him on the podcast, she revealed she'd only wanted to do an hour, which we know about. At the beginning of the interview, Trump told Rogan he didn't know why the media is so obsessed with him. As Rogan revealed, it's because he says crazy stuff. I mean, it's wild. You see here, you could look this way and say you're being, well, you already know why he didn't, so they're saying, hey, Kamala is that that's what, that influenced his vote. For the record, yes, that's endorsement, talking about Joe Rogan's endorsement. If we look at what he put, let's see what he uploaded. I think I have it here. Then we'll go to Dana White. Trump's biggest advocates, Joe Rogan, Bill Ackman, Dave Portnoy, all celebrate an election win. You see this. Joe Rogan, the host of most listened to podcasts in the U.S., uploaded a tweet saying it in a lengthy post. Billionaire Bill Ackman said the election result was as I expected and criticized the Democratic Party as fundamentally undemocratic. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy said Trump won for fun, claiming Democrats gave voters like himself no choice to vote for Donald Trump. UFC President Dana White appeared next to Trump. Zachary Levi, Hollywood actor, wrote that he was incredibly proud of everyone who voted for Trump, adding to other celebratory messages from Alex Jones, Roseanne Barr, and Jake Paul, who said truth won this election. Jeff Bezos offered big congratulations to Trump weeks after he shot down the Washington Post endorsement of Harris. Piers Morgan, who did not endorse either candidate, indicated he recently spoke with Trump to congratulate him on the greatest comeback in political history. Here is the tweet from Joe Rogan, which has 19 million impressions, 620,000 likes. I mean,
holy shit.
So there you go. You hear Joe Rogan at the end there. A lot of the replies, the future is bright. We did it. Melissa Chen, CCP, is thinking the same thing. I got to watch the election results with Joe at his comedy club tonight. How? Because this is America, the best country in the effing world. Wokeness, DEI, jab mandates destroyed my career, but I built it back with the help of U.S. patriots who did not support that crap. Yeah, shout out Tyler Fisher. It's almost as if calling everyone Nazis and promoting censorship backfired. Bookmarking this post because it's one of the most historic posts on social media. Joe Rogan finally interviewed Donald Trump. Joe Rogan endorsed Donald Trump. Joe Rogan watches Donald Trump win the presidency. We did it. And then you have...
last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
Dana White, spoke. Elon, I don't know if Elon said anything last night, but obviously Elon had to be pretty happy. He risked it all. He literally did. And you just got to be happy for the guy. Dana White goes full MAGA during Donald Trump victory speech. Nobody deserves this more than him. Nobody deserves it more than his family. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the past several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hardworking man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family. Before stepping away from the podium, White followed up with the words by thanking a list of influential podcasters that welcomed Trump as guests on their shows: The Nelk Boy, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bussin' with the Boys, and Joe Rogan. I mean, Yeah, I bet you Dana probably lined a lot of that stuff up. You know, he probably lined a lot of that stuff up. I thought the Portnoy post was really good because I think it encapsulated a lot of really what, of a lot of what a lot of us were feeling. I know a lot of people don't love, Dave Portnoy, but here's what he had to say.
All right, I'm about to go to bed. Call it. It's late, so this may be a little rambling. Donald Trump, next president of the United States, barring a huge miracle. He just didn't win. He won for fun. He won the electoral. He won the popular vote. He got more votes than last time he was president. Just a total ringing endorsement.
I don't know if that's true.
For the Republicans and Donald
maybe.
Trump, and an indictment against the Democrats. And that's really this rant. A lot of people are asking, like, how did Trump get more votes than he got last time? Well, here's the answer. Because people like myself, independents or moderates, the Democrats gave us no choice. The Democrats gave us no choice. That was the worst campaign, and their pure arrogance and their moral superiority have driven people away. If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's racists in the party, just like there's fucking crazy people and assholes and racists in the Democratic Party.
He's right. Yeah.
But millions and millions and millions and millions of people vote for Trump. He won clear. He won decisive. So when you call us that, and when you say that, you're calling the majority of the country racist, Hitlers, Nazis. I don't think you get the words of what that means. You are alienating all this middle ground people by acting like you're better than us, smarter than us, and frankly, insulting our intelligence. Trump's the threat to democracy. That was the entire Democratic campaign. It wasn't about policy because everyone knew we want change. We're not happy with the borders, the Middle East, the economy, inflation. And Kamala consistently said she was no different than Joe Biden, wouldn't do anything different than Joe Biden, last person in the room. Her pitch to the people was, Trump is Hitler, Trump is bad, he's a dictator. Again, we're not stupid. The Democrats were the one who were saying Joe Biden was mentally fit for 2 years when he was a vegetable and couldn't even make it off stage from giving a speech. And the Democrats would lie to our face and say the videos were edited, altered. They weren't. Then, after the primary is over, they stage a coup, get rid of Joe, put in Kamala, and suddenly she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Same woman who ran for president got 0 votes. Same woman who can't even answer a question how she's different from Biden. Ran one of the worst campaigns I've ever seen. Just strictly, her entire campaign was fear-mongering.
It doesn't work. The media's credibility is dead. Hollywood celebrities' credibility is dead. Donald Trump is back in office. Make sure you get your pre-order in for this hilarious Christmas cookbook featuring memes and hilarity. If you didn't get the original one, that's back up for print too, back up for sale. It makes a great stocking stuffer, great gift for the guys at work or the gals at work, for your family, friends, and for yourself to have around. And the recipes are delicious too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Link in the description for your Christmas cookbook, and we'll talk to you again real soon.